This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Head on over to squarespace.com/polyphonic and use the offer code Polyphonic to get 10% off your first purchase. Some songs feel timeless, like they've always existed in some form or another, or like they're tapping into some part of humanity that is eternal. I've always been fascinated by artists who can write a song like that, one that feels removed from time. And I think that Simon and Garfunkel are one of the acts that do this best. Between their beautiful, delicate harmonies and their lyrics of love, loss, and the human experience, they have a wholly unique and exquisite sound. For an example of this, you need look no further than Scarborough Fair Canticle, a song that's not just my favorite of their career, but one of my favorite songs ever written, period. Let's take a closer look. As the name would imply, Scarborough Fair Canticle isn't actually just one song, but rather two. While this isn't particularly uncommon in popular music, most people don't do it the way Simon and Garfunkel did. Instead of mashing two songs together back to back, they play the two songs simultaneously. This is a technique practiced in a lot of European classical music, and it's called counterpoint. Writing in counterpoint means writing two songs with unique melodic identities that could each stand on their own, but work even stronger when woven together. With that in mind, if we're going to understand Scarborough Fair Canticle, we should look at each song separately first. The first song you hear is Scarborough Fair, which is a take on a traditional English folk song.
Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme.
We don't know just how far back that song dates, but some trace it all the way back to 1670, where its earliest form was a Scottish ballad called The Elfin Knight. In that song, an elf challenges a woman's lover to complete impossible tasks, or else the elf will abduct the woman. Over time, this shifted. The impossible tasks stayed, but the reasons behind them changed. Instead, it became a man asking a woman to perform impossible tasks to win his love back. Often it will be sung in duet, with a woman offering up her own challenges. As it evolved, the song added two other aspects. The first was the titular Scarborough Fair. Scarborough Fair was a trades fair that went on for hundreds of years in medieval Europe. It was a chance for merchants and tradesmen from all over England to sell their goods and wares, and it also became a source of entertainment and celebration. The fair existed in some iterations for several centuries before ending in 1788, though similar celebrations have come up in the years since. The opening line of the song puts us in the context of the late summer fair. The singer is imploring someone headed there to find his love.
Remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine.
Alongside the journey to Scarborough Fair, we get four herbs: parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Some people think that these are just placeholder words for another line, long since lost to time, but others say they hold a deeper meaning. Each of these herbs used to carry its own symbolic meaning. Parsley was to remove bitterness, sage to give strength, thyme courage, and rosemary love. It could be that these are what the singer needs to confront his former love, or that these are the emotions beneath the song. Simon and Garfunkel's take on the song lifted heavily from another British folk singer, Martin Carthy. In both Carthy and Simon and Garfunkel's version, the first impossible task is knitting a shirt without using any needlework.
Tell her to make me a cambric shirt. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, without no seam nor a needlework.
Simon and Garfunkel's version mirrors Carthy's in the third verse too, where the singer asks his love to find an acre of land between the ocean and the shore.
Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, between the salt water and the sea strand.
Beneath Simon and Garfunkel's verses, however, a second song is sung in counterpoint. That song was originally called The Side of a Hill. Paul Simon wrote that under the pseudonym Paul Kane and released it on his 1965 debut album, The Paul Simon Songbook.
On the side of a hill in a land called somewhere, a little boy lies asleep in the earth.
The Side of a Hill is an anti-war song that opens by painting an image of lush scenery with a war raging below.
And generals order their men to kill and to fight for a cause they've long ago forgotten.
And in the midst of this battle, a soldier accidentally kills a child of 7.
While a soldier cleans and polishes a gun that ended a life at the age of 7 years.
Both Scarborough Fair and The Side of a Hill are strong, powerful songs in their own right, but when you combine them, you get something transcendental. Simon and Garfunkel open and close the song with Scarborough Fair on its own, and in doing so they introduce that song as the main theme and draw your ears more clearly to its melody and lyrics. This puts us in a specific kind of mind frame. It's a rural, timeless feel with images of a forlorn love. In the second verse, this thematically matches the Canticle part, which paints a calm, quiet picture of a child on the side of a hill.
Tell her to make me a kind of red shirt, a deep forest green, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, sparrow, and snow-crested.
At the end of the verse, we gain an impending warning of what's to come, the clarion call of battle.
Without no seam nor needs, and echoes the child of lament. She'll be a true love of sleeps unaware of a clarion call.
As we get deeper into this tale of a quarrel between two lovers, we're introduced to another conflict, slowly rising beneath as a soldier cleans and polishes his gun.
Rosemary and toshes the violet solitude between the salt water and salty strands and polishes a fan.
The song builds to a swell, and we get the fourth verse, as the war rages and countless die for a meaningless cause.
Rosemary and girls born of the soldiers to kill and gather it all at the financial peddlers they long ago forgotten.
The pairing of these two songs creates a sense of timelessness. War is eternal, just as strife between lovers is eternal. They're both painful realities of human nature, things that humanity needs to face and overcome as a species. And it asks an unanswerable question. If we can't even keep two people bound by true love together, what hope do we have of reconciling nations and cultures and ending war? After this dramatic, painful climax, Canticle drops out and we're left with Scarborough Fair closing where it opened.
Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme.
By weaving the two songs together on Scarborough Fair Canticle, Simon and Garfunkel highlight the lyrical and musical themes in both. They bring humanity to war and despair to love, and in doing so create something everyone can relate to. The result is a unique, timeless song that has endured and will continue to endure. I want to thank the folks at Squarespace for helping me make this video. Go to squarespace.com/polyphonic to start your free trial, and remember to enter the offer code Polyphonic to show them that I sent you and get 10% off your first purchase. If you want to make a website for your band, blog, business, or just anything in your life, Squarespace is the place for you. It's an all-in-one platform full of designer templates that you can use to build your own beautiful website. I'm a big fan of Squarespace, and I actually just built a new website with them where I'll be hosting all kinds of playlists. You can go over there now and check out my September playlist, which is all of the songs that I've been listening to this month. I don't have a ton of background in web design, but honestly it was really easy to use their service. Everything was drag and drop, and it was super easy to embed social links like my playlists right into the website. And if you do hit any snags along the way, you don't need to worry because they've got award-winning 24/7 customer service. So head on over to squarespace.com/polyphonic to start your free trial today. Use the offer code Polyphonic to show them that I sent you, and you'll save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.